long war. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
All right, thanks a lot, Tracy. With the unrest in Libya, just how involved should the U.S. become? Joining us to discuss that and much more is Congressman Tim Griffin. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, the president said we are not going to put boots on the ground. Are we going to see Arkansans deployed to Libya?
Well, I certainly hope not. I don't think that's the case. Clearly, we have an interest in this region and this part of the world and what goes on there. But I think we're all going to be looking to the president to be very specific as to what our role is going to be there. And so looking forward to hearing more.
Does he need to clarify his intentions a bit more?
I think that it's going to be an ongoing process. You can't just announce it once. You need to continually communicate what our goals are and why we're there. And so I think that'll be an ongoing process, and look forward to hearing that.
There's a group of Democratic Congresspeople led by John Larson, a Democrat from Connecticut, who said that the president consulted the Arab League, he consulted the UN, he did not consult Congress. Is this the president's prerogative to have these actions, or did he need to consult you before taking this action?
Well, I think that the president did speak with some folks in Congress about this, so I think that some of that rhetoric is probably overblown. But it does remind us that the president has an obligation to keep the Congress in the loop on this stuff and to keep us informed as to what's going on. And I think that we'll be looking to him to do that.
Well, let's talk about this budget now. House Budget Chairman Paul Ryan has been holding a series of closed-door meetings with you and some other House GOP members. What are you learning from this?
Well, I'm learning that we've got a very, very big challenge. I think that we've been kicking this can down the road for a long time. And I want to make clear that what we've been working on and what we're continuing to work on is this continuing resolution. And we're doing that. The last Congress didn't come up with the spending bills to fund the government. So we're working on that, which funds the government through the end of the fiscal year. But that's different from the budget. The budget is for next year and the next 10 years. And the president has...
the budget that we're working on right now, the fiscal year is almost half over. We still don't have a budget for this year. That was the responsibility of the last Congress?
That's right. That's right. The last Congress did not pass a budget. The last Congress did not pass the spending bills.
So the one that Representative Ryan and others are working on right now is for the next
year and beyond. And that's what the president's budget that he introduced in mid-February, that's for next year and beyond. We're working on two things at once. But the continuing resolution is just a small piece of the puzzle. The budget is the big piece, and it is where we're going to have to deal with the big challenges, Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. We want to save them for the next generation, and at the same time, we need to keep the promise to the people who are currently on them. We can do that, but it's going to take some tough reform and tough challenges.
Have you been emboldened or a little bit scared off from what's been going on in Wisconsin when we start talking about entitlements and the reaction from the Wisconsin governor there?
Well, I've been watching that. It really hasn't impacted me either way. I mean, in terms of how dedicated I am just as committed now as I have ever been because we don't have a choice. It's what I like to communicate as simply as possible is it's not a choice between the status quo and reform. It's a choice between we must reform or these programs go bankrupt and go away.
All right. Tim Griffin, thanks so much for taking the time to come in and visit with us.
Thank you.
You head back to Washington when?
Next week.
All right.
I'll be traveling around this week.